until they heard the CEO call a scrap collector chairman. Everyone was shocked to realize that the man they had always looked down on was actually the richest man in the world. It turned out the man had been testing his son by hiding his identity as the world's richest man. He not only handed his corporation over to a female CEO, but also lived with his son in the countryside for 20 years without change. He even collected scraps to pay for his son's schooling. Fortunately, the boy made him proud. He not only achieved the highest exam score in the city, but also got accepted into a prestigious local university. The school even held a celebration banquet for him. They invited renowned figures from the local academic circle to attend. Because the man had just come from collecting scraps, he didn't have time to change clothes, so he showed up at the banquet entrance dressed like a beggar. Unexpectedly, he was stopped outside by the waiter. When the man said that he was the boy's father, everyone started mocking them. Just then, a famous professor walked over. People thought he would speak up for the father and son, but instead, the professor mocked the man as well and walked away. Once the man finally made it into the banquet, he naturally sat at the head of the table. This shocked all the nearby guests. A cousin who had some money saw how rude he was acting and immediately mocked him. He said the man looked like a beggar, embarrassed his own son, and lacked even basic manners, truly uncultured. The boy was about to defend his father, but the professor cut him off. Just as the professor finished speaking, the female CEO walked in with a group of people. Before anyone could react, she walked straight up to the man. Seeing that the man didn't stand to greet her, the professor and cousin both thought he was doomed. But in the next second, the CEO's words left them completely stunned. No one expected the man to actually know the CEO. The professor and cousin immediately started apologizing to the man, saying their earlier actions were all just a joke. But the man ignored them completely. He just got up and stepped outside for some air. The reason the woman attended the banquet was to ask the richest man to return and run the company again. She explained that the company was now facing a competitor who was not only a famous Wall Street mogul, but also a financial genius. If the richest man didn't come back, she was afraid she couldn't handle it. But the man still refused her request because he believed in her, that she would defeat the rival. But he didn't know the competitor had already made a move. Not only did they disrupt the banquet, but also publicly declared war on the woman. They announced their company had officially entered the local market and would soon begin operations. Their goal was to crush the woman's corporation. Even the shareholders' stocks began to plummet. Seeing this, many people started switching allegiance to the rival group. Seeing his own banquet ruined, the boy immediately tried to make them leave. But he was just a student, with no power to compete with a corporation. He even resented his father for being useless, unable to help him at such a critical time, making them both lose face. So the boy made a silent vow. One day he would become stronger and make those who humiliated them pay the price. Then he left the place. The man saw his son was angry and wanted to reveal his true identity, but the boy interrupted him. He apologized to his father for what he'd said earlier and said he would work hard to give his father a good life. Seeing his son's determination, the man decided he would tell him the truth later. Soon, the boy's admission letter arrived. He was admitted to the finance department, just as he'd hoped. He planned to gain knowledge and earn money so his father could live a better life. But only the man knew just how difficult the financial world really was. So once his son left, he contacted one of his subordinates, who was also the principal of the school. He asked him to look after his son at school. The principal gladly agreed, so the boy worked part-time to pay his tuition while also studying hard. With the knowledge he gained, he eventually founded his own publicly listed company after graduation. At that time, the man saw his son's achievements on the news. When he told his co-workers that the CEO in the news was his son, they thought he had lost his mind. Before he could explain, the boy showed up with a group of people. Seeing that his father had stopped collecting scraps and had become a security guard, the boy couldn't hold back anymore. He questioned his father. "We're not short on money. Why are you suffering instead of enjoying life?" Before the man could respond, the boy revealed why he'd come. The principal's daughter was holding a birthday party, and the boy wanted his father to attend with him. After all, back in school, the principal had taken good care of him. With that, He handed his father the key to a villa and told him to change clothes and come to the party. But as soon as the man arrived at the neighborhood, a resident mistook him for a security guard and ordered him to park the car. Just then, the man's cousin showed up unexpectedly. Seeing the man had switched from scrap collecting to security, he couldn't help but mock him again. The man was about to fight back when he ran into other relatives. Turns out, his uncle was there to help his son buy a house. Seeing that the man seemed unsuccessful, he proudly told his son to arrange a better job for the man. After mocking the man, they went to check out the property. When they noticed the man tagging along, the uncle told him to come and learn something. Broaden your horizons, he said. But what no one knew was that all the real estate projects here belonged to the man's company. When they arrived at the sales office, the man asked which was the most expensive villa available. His cousin laughed at him, saying he couldn't even afford the restroom here. When the uncle's son heard about the luxury villa, he asked about the price. Unexpectedly, it was far beyond what he could afford. Still, to save face in front of everyone, he claimed that if it weren't already sold, he would have bought it himself. Hearing this, the man instantly understood his intent, so he immediately invited everyone to tour his villa.